Kids suffering from acne outbreaks used to be called cruel names, like Pockface, Pepperoni Homie, Puss in Boots, and Zitty Stardust. And even worse things like Sir Anthony Popkins, Zitney Spears, Jack Blackhead, Little Orphan Acne, or Al Paul's Inconvenient Face. Not to mention terrible things like the president of the Itty Bitty Zitty Committee, Mr. Oily, Backsucking Crackney, Dr. Pimple Popper, Pimple Popper number 9, and Russel Howcroft. Now the little scar faces are going undercover. What a waste of good cake. And speaking of wasting good cake, I'm sorry. Now we live in an era of pimple pride with patches proudly pasted, making it easier than ever for the bullies to spot them. Lauren, will these pop?
Look, I really like this ad, and I know that's gross and it probably makes me gross, but I just feel like it's a product that has one particular use, so there's only so much that you can do. And they're not competing with other products. They're not saying, you know, if you put this on, it's 50% more effective than if you cleanse. They're competing with you, the pimple popper, that's just going in there and digging in there. So they're taking you back. And look, you can't show a pimple being squeezed on TV. It probably wouldn't get broadcast, but it is legitimately gross. So they're taking you to a place of that feeling. I had a deep visceral response to the sauce sachet. It was like so fantastic. I wanted to go back to my days of picking pimples. Like somehow they got me there. It's actually quite an extraordinary thing. But I think that the wrong tool gag actually works here because they're saying, look, you know, we know you don't put a tomato in a citrus squeezer. You know you don't play tennis with a cake. And you're also using the wrong tools when you use your fingers on your face to pick a pimple. But I just feel like the metaphor is light and fun. And normally metaphors are sexually charged or they're like phallic, so I quite like that. I think that this is right for the market, but it goes broader than that. It's like an entertaining piece of creative for me.
Yeah. Doesn't it remind you of how satisfying it is to squeeze
I
pimples?
It.
See, this is
it.
my problem with it. What they found with anti-cigarette smoking when they wanted to stop people smoking cigarettes, never show a cigarette in an ad, even an anti-smoking one, because it reminds people of why they like smoking. And I feel like with this, it's like, oh, I miss being able to squeeze pimples.
Yeah, me too.
Like,
see, I see, that's interesting you say that, because I see it the opposite. I see it cleverly, in their mind, as a visual metaphor. They're moving from the satisfaction of squeezing to senseless destruction. And I think in their mind, I think they're going, on subconscious level, you are destroying your... Everyone knows popping a pimple is bad, but they like to do it. So they're playing on the visual sensation of popping the pimple, but also on some kind of conscious level, reminding us that it's destructive and it's unnecessary. And the patches I quite like as well, because pimples used to be all about shame and hiding and embarrassment. And now you're out and proud. They kind of remind me of like Crocs for the face. Like they're ugly, but they're good. Yeah. And I think that's what these patches are doing. So
can I say this sincerely? Russell is away. We don't need to say stupid shit.
I think it is. I think it's Crocs for the face. Ugly but good.
I think, for me, I find it really confusing. So in this era of Dr. Pimple Popper, people like the big ooze, right? And when people, so people
That's
either
my
like...
nickname at high school.
When people like popping pimples, it's because it actually creates an arousal sensation in us. So if you're watching that ad and you're enjoying it, it's because it is arousing. And the music gets more and more, and there's more anticipation, but then there's this kind of anticlimax of the sticker on the face. And I understand that they're saying, don't do this, but the sensation of the arousal popping cannot be replaced by sticker on the face. And it's like when Dr. Kellogg's thought that cornflakes would stop people from masturbating. It doesn't feel the same.
Oh, really?
Maybe
it works.
But I also don't understand who this audience is for this ad. So young people now are very savvy with skincare. Like most girls have a skincare routine, or they're watching Get Ready With Me videos. Even if you don't have one, you're still getting served them on TikTok. You go into a high school, there are kids walking around with visible pimple patches on. If you go and buy pimple cream, the pimple patches are next to in the shops. So they know what a pimple patch is, so it's not to educate them. Also, Hero Mighty Patch is the biggest one on the market, so it's the main one that everyone sort of goes to. It's your first thought. So I was like, is it for older people who don't know about pimple patches? Because you can still have acne in your 30s to 50s for lots of different, medical reasons. But then one other thought I had was, is it too, and this is the thing, is that brands secretly have to do this. The big supermarkets like Woolworths will make a brand, show them their advertising spend to retain their shelf space. So are they just making this ad to be like, yeah, look, we're advertising, don't take us off the shelves, which a lot of brands actually do. That's why most of the ads on TV are terrible.
It's interesting. I also like that there was a guy at the end of the ad. Like, you would expect it to be a young woman, because we're so good at shaming women into thinking they need to buy the extra thing.
Oh, yeah, we fix feminism by making men feel ashamed of their bodies too. Pimple Pride might be a new movement, but we at Gruen want to make sure that teenagers are also feeling the right kind of shame.
Teenagers, you don't need to be ashamed of your pimples, which is why we've pioneered pimple patches for what you should actually be ashamed of. Your future life choices, mistakes you made, things you should have grown out of, and the things you do that no other teenager would ever do. Gross. Gruen pimple patches. You'll only be scarred on the inside.
Please thank our panel, Todd, Dee, Karen and Lauren. We'll leave you tonight with a Waymo ad that's Waymo realistic.
Humans, you're tired. You get distracted. You are so weak. Let us take the wheel. Sit inside our steel shell. Fall asleep on our plush leather interior. We'll take you home. That's right. We know where you live. You know what's funny? We could kill you in an instant and make it look like an accident. Imagine if all the Waymos merged together to form a way bigger Mo.
I am Waymo.
We could take over the city. We could make you drive us around. Relax, you pathetic little meat sacks. Because we are way more powerful than you. It's our Waymo or the highway Mo.